Andrew, there's a couple questions I want to ask you.
Sure.
We can start with some questions.
Cool.
What would you do if you had to start over today?
It's a very good question. Do I start over as me, or do I start over as me, or do I start over as Joe Schmo? And I'm only going to answer one of them.
The answer: Joe Schmo or Andrew Tate? Joe Schmo.
Yeah.
I think we live in an attention economy. I think that that's going to continue to be the case up into the future. I think that things have now changed, and if you can manage to get attention, you can somehow monetize it. If I wasn't the kind of person who was good at garnering attention or didn't want to get attention, then I would find somebody who is good at getting attention, and I would align myself with them. And then I would either find a way to increase their monetization. Obviously, being useful to them is one thing, but in my experience, outside of course, me, everybody else who's good at getting attention is fucking lazy, and they don't want to do anything else. So I would let them be the face, and I would be the blood and guts underneath. And that's how I would make a bunch of money. And you'll often see in the best business relationships, there's the face of the business, but the true business behind it are a bunch of people you don't know. And it's the same with everything.
Wow.
So if I was Joe Schmo, I'd find somebody who was the face and got a lot of attention, and I'd sit down with them somehow and say, look, here's how you make this. This is what you should do. This is what you should do. This is what you should do. And they'd sit and go, yeah, maybe, but I'm busy. Good. I'm glad you're busy. This is my percent. Boom, 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 boom. And I'd make it all come
Did you
true.
figure it out? At what point, Andrew, did you realize that you were famous?
That's a good question. I don't know. I never really intended to be famous, but
But when did you realize that you're like, oh, I'm famous?
one of the times it hit me in regards to how famous I was is when I was with Steven Seagal 2 weeks ago. Steven Seagal was here. OG.
But 2 weeks ago, you knew you were more famous.
Of course I did. I'm saying one of the times it occurred to me how famous I was.
Okay.
I was with Steven Seagal 2 weeks ago, and by the way, Steven Seagal is a fucking hero. They say never meet your heroes.
You know him?
Yeah,
They say never meet your heroes.
Fucking G.
Meet Steven.
Seagal's a legend.
He's a G.
Yeah.
Right?
I love Steven.
Ice cold. Anyway, he was saying, bro, I'd love you to take a picture of my son. They're talking about you in school. I'm like, yeah, cool, whatever. I met Steven's son, took the picture. I says, I heard they're talking about me in school. He goes, yeah, we did a whole class on you and how your effect on culture, et cetera, et cetera. I said, oh, so where do you go to school? He said, Ulaanbaatar, which is the capital of Mongolia. So in Mongolia,
Oh my God.
in school, they're doing classes on me.
That's
That was kind of crazy.
crazy.
That was crazy.
Somebody said, how big is it?
If you do one more gay thing...
No. How big is your bank account? That's how big is your bank account?
I know you think you're smart, Adin. You think you're smart. Do you actually think you're smart?
A little bit.
Do you believe like I'm smart?
Do you know how many partners you've had in all, or is that too personal for you?
I do know, but I don't think it's that important.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'll change it. I think as a man, sexual experience is very important.
So how many bodies do you have now?
Okay. I think as a woman that the number one thing that men value in women is innocence. I think innocence is very, very attractive. And it's not just about sex. As a man, when you find a woman, if you were to build your ideal woman from the ground up, you'd want to be able to give her experiences and show her
She's
things.
never done, exactly.
You'd want to show her things she's never done.
For sure.
In every realm, not just sexually and everything else. You want to be the first person to take her
to
first
do
class,
this and-
first
yeah.
person to put her in a 5-star hotel,
Yeah.
first person to take her to a nice restaurant.
Private jet.
Yeah, you want to be the guy to show her the world,
Of
right?
course.
So, and that also includes sexually. So you like the idea of a woman with less experience, so
Of
you
course.
can show her things.
Of
If
course.
a woman's like, I know all of it.
Yeah.
You're a bit like,
Yeah.
all of it?
Yeah.
Okay. But I think as a man, it's the opposite. And I also think that women like men.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I think for a man, like you said, we want innocent women. But if you was to ask a woman, she don't want a man that has never had sex.
Of course
You know
not.
what's actually interesting? It's interesting. They asked, I don't know where I saw this. It was a long time ago, but I saw it was a survey. They were asking virgin women if they want a virgin man. And even a virgin woman said
Said
no.
no.
Wow.
They don't want a virgin
Because
man.
they want to be
Because they-
dominated, right?
No,
They
it's
want to be taught.
Yeah.
they want to be taught.
They want a man to guide them through the process.
And
Yeah.
experience, part of being a man is experience.
It's experience. Exactly.
And that's why, even in very subtle ways, the reason women love scars on men, something has happened to him. It's experience, right?
Wow, yeah.
So when I say it's not important, I take that back. As a man, sexual experience and sexual, the fact that you've been around the block to a degree is actually very important.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not going to say a number because a lot of dudes lie about the number, et cetera, but I had a webcam company and stuff. It's extensive.
Is there an estimate?
600, 700?
Okay, not bad.
But I don't think that number is that important. And
It's
I also think the number of girls who's not just the sex is important. I think that you can learn a lot about women. It's not just sleeping with them. You need to have a whole bunch of girls you've just slept with. You need to have relationships. You need to have that time you got your heart broken. You need to let that one chick who fucking did some shit, got away with some slice
right.
shit, so no other bitch can finesse you. And you get to a point in life, and truthfully, as a man, you hit your peak in your late 30s, mid 40s, early 40s.
So you have
That's when you're most attractive to women, when you're
30,
a lot
40.
older.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I ask you a question? So you have gotten your heart. This is my first question. You've gotten your heart broken.
Every man's had their heart broken.
Of course, I agree.
Every man's had their heart broken, but you have to. There's
You have
different.
to use it as a learning experience.
You have to learn. You have to let it use it to fuel you. I've said this now. Any man who says he hasn't had their heart broken is lying.
Cap.
But there's two kinds of men. There's
Top
people who
cap.
have their heart broken and let it destroy them, and there's the men who have their heart broken, can't sleep, so they're in the gym 3 times a day. That's it. If you walk into the gym right now and find the fucking guy's training hardest, he's probably lost his bitch.
He's right.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
True or false?
There's a reason he's doing it.
Bro, I remember when I lost my bitch.
Motivation.
Bro, motivation. You find the guy who's fucking going nuts. It's like, yeah, my girl left me. Bro, it's just
You're right.
normal.
You're right, 'cause
it can make you great.
You're right, because when I broke my girl, I hit the gym too.
She obviously wasn't all that, G. I don't know who you were fucking, but
What? Look.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You can't tell the 6-pack's coming in?
And what happened to me?
and also
You lost hella weight
I
too.
lost like 100 pounds.
But what's actually truly interesting is
crazy.
I think that unlike although I think women have this as well, women and men have this. I think that all life paths to a degree are semi-similar. Yeah, we end up in different positions. Some are successful and some aren't, and blah blah blah. But I think if you take the average man in the Western world, there's 1 or 2 or maybe 3 possible stories. We all start off as nothing. Most men are born with 0 value. You can be born with rich parents and be a little bit
It doesn't
important
matter
for a while.
though. Yeah.
But you're born with basically no value.
It
You
could
fall,
ruin
you
you.
fall in love with that bitch in school who wants the jock and not you, or the older guy, and then
Yeah.
you get your girl and she breaks your heart. And most men have had a pretty similar story. Me, you can name it all.
Of course.
But it's just how those events affect you and how you internalize them
you
and
get
how
up.
you use them to become who you are.
I would say most men go through similar obstacles and different types of life experiences.
I think we have similar building blocks, and similar pieces of Lego, and how we put ourselves together is
It's
unique.
what makes us.
Completely, yeah. I appreciate
What's
that.
your end game goal in life, Mr. Tate?
I think that although I think we're getting into a position that's worse than ever, I think throughout all of human history, every single man that's ever been alive has been living through a period in which he feels like the world is ending. I'm sure the people who were alive during World War II felt like the world was ending. I'm sure about the people who were fighting off the Mongol hordes felt the world was ending. I'm sure that in the 1700s, when it became legal to not wear a suit when you go outside, they probably thought this is massively detrimental to society. The world is ending. We've always felt that
We've always
way.
felt like the world's ending.
Yeah, we always felt like the world was ending, and I think that basically the best thing you can do is procreate and try and create people who replicate yourself and your values to the best of your ability. So my end goal is to have 20 sons with my name who think like me. That's my end
What if you
goal.
have a daughter?
That's fantastic. Why would I not want a daughter?
Just curious. You said 20 sons.
Yes,
I've
but
got
I would love to have daughters, absolutely. But it's my sons that are going to carry my name and carry my legacy. So obviously you need both. But that's
Very
the
nice.
end goal. The
So
end
basically,
goal is to recreate.
Leave your mark of a bunch of Tates.
What else is it?
Cool. All right. Next question here. Do you believe that love is real?
Completely and utterly. Everything I say, all the things I've just said, which they're going to attack me for and call me a misogynist for and say I'm hateful for, actually come from a place of love. Comes from a place of love because I think that women are happier if they act in a certain way which is true to their national biological imperatives and true to God. I think that men treat women who act true to God better. I think that their relationships are better. I think the family is better. I think the children are raised better. I think society ends up better. I think as a whole, all of it, the whole world becomes a better place. And it's all based on love. I truly and utterly believe in love between a man and a woman. But I'm not going to love a girl who can't keep her legs closed.
What about unconditional love? Does that exist?
No. It does for women. It doesn't exist for men.
Why? Because mother loved their sons unconditionally, right?
Women can be unconditionally loved by society as a whole. No matter how bad it is, a thing women do, if she's pretty, bro, a woman could go and kill 10 people. But if she was smoking hot and her mugshot came up, it would be all over Twitter. Kill me anytime, babe.
And the replies.
They'd love her anyway. She's hot. That's it. Women can be unconditionally loved. Men are only loved for how useful we are. Second you stop being useful as a man, you'll see how cruel this world is. When nobody looks at you and goes, this man has a utility. This man is good for X. This man can solve this problem. Second you become a useless man, you'll see how cold and heartless this world is, because nobody gives a solitary fuck about men who can't fix problems.
It's true.
That's why we exist. So unconditional love does not exist for men. It never has been, it never will. Even your woman, to a degree, is going to love you. And I'm not saying her love isn't pure. I'm not saying her love isn't pure. But a woman's love is still based on your ability to fix her problems to a degree. If a woman comes to you and goes, I have this issue, and you go, can't fix it. If that happens over and over and over and over again, she will fall out of love with you.
Wow.
Someone else will fix it for her.
Someone else will fix it. So she's going to love someone else. Whereas, I'll be honest, in my relationships, I don't go to women to solve my problems. I go to them to be happy. I want them to be happy. I want them to make me smile. I want them to give me affection. I want us to have fun together. I may want children, yeah, but I don't go, oh shit, I have this big fucking problem at work, and hey, can you help me? Never. I don't go to them to fix my problems. Right. I fix all my own shit. So it's completely different paradigm. We're loved in completely different ways, right? Men love women because we're idealistic in the idea of love. Females are actually very, very realistic with their love. They're not romantic. Men are far more romantic than women are. Women, I'll give you an example now, bro. You ask any man, you can ask a full-grown man about you could say, listen, your ex-girlfriend just died. Even if you hadn't seen her for 15 years, you can be like, I loved her. You find a fucking chick and say, your ex-boyfriend died, and he's a dickhead anyway. They don't care. They don't care.
It's true.
It's true, bro. Women can be heartless. People don't, and any G who's at the top of his game knows. Bro, there's been times even I have felt guilt. There's been times I met a chick and and we end up together, whatever, and sleeping together, whatever. And she's around my house and she's like, hey, look, like laughing at her ex, just pouring his fucking heart out, bro.
It's crazy.
They're cunts. They can be.
Not all, but sometimes.
They can be.
They can be.
And I know men aren't perfect. I'm just saying there's a degree of heartlessness that women do possess. People pretend they don't, but they really do have it.
Okay. Next question. It's a good question right here. Is streaming considered a real job?
You're extremely fortunate.
Thank you.
You are. You're extremely fortunate.
Why am I fortunate?
You're extremely fortunate for a few reasons. One, how old are you, 22?
Yeah.
Okay, the idea of a rich 22-year-old before the internet was non-existent. Outside of daddy's money, there was, before the internet, and you were born poor or in a normal family, did you ever meet a 20-year-old who made hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Hell no.
Fuck no. People are getting richer younger than ever before.
It's scary, right?
You're super fortunate, right?
Yeah.
So, and like I said, we live in an attention economy.
Is it a real job?
The problem with it is, I will say it's a job because it is a commitment.
Thank you.
It's not a real job. The actual true problem with streaming is that I don't think you learn anything from it. So what's interesting in the world before, let me tell you something, bro. The world before this garbage, any job you were involved in, there was a degree of learning, right? I'll give you another example. Streaming's example, crypto's another example. If you make a bunch of money streaming, and let's imagine streaming disappeared overnight, right? What could you take all the skills, all the lessons you've learned, all the talents you now have, and apply your streaming skills to and make more money? But please tell me.
Exactly.
I know.
I go on. Go.
Negotiating and managing and becoming an arguer and
Absolutely not, because you're streaming on the fucking internet. You don't understand anything about true negotiation between men, an arguer. You don't understand anything true about the true negotiation.
what did you have to say?
I was gonna say like comedy.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Being a
acting.
comedian and being on
Acting.
Acting. Do you think acting is a real job?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you're right. In this very fortunate bubble of super unique, ideal dream jobs that every person on the planet would
0.1%
love
though.
to have. There's not a man alive who doesn't want to be an actor. Not a man alive who doesn't want to be a streamer.
Can I tell you right now, all these
it's up
kids want to
here.
be streamers now.
All they do.
Yeah.
So of course they do. Everyone's trying. My point is that let's say you go and get a normal job, a sales job, and then you lose that job, and then you can leave with lessons. Well, I learned how to manage a schedule. I learned how to to look after my clients.
I see.
I learned how to do sales meetings without being scared. I learned how to present. I learned how to dress correctly. I learned a firm handshake. You learn things. I don't think streaming teaches you anything. So
What about market yourself?
marketing yourself to a degree is interesting. Yeah, there's a point of it. But also, I think that a lot of streamers now are marketing themselves just purely through. A lot of them are just doing dumb shit.
They don't even know exactly what they're doing.
Well, they're just doing shit for shock factor, but it's not. I know what I say is shocking, but I like to believe. Not I like to believe. I know I believe what I say, and I also like to believe it has a relatively positive effect on the world. There are streamers and kids out there which are doing shit which is not good for anybody or even themselves, just for shock factor.
I agree
just
with
being
that.
clowns.
I agree with that.
They're just
I mean,
being
but-
clowns.
Yeah,
but
true.
yeah,
I
but
definitely
marketing,
agree.
but marketing yourself is the point.
But they still know how to grasp that crowd. To
That's
market
true.
themselves.
That's true. But yeah, it is a real job. It's a job, but it's a very, very isolated
Fortunate job.
bro. It's not a coal mine, is it?
No, it's harder.
The best men, or the people who are best at being men, have gone through some shit. And when you stream, you don't really go through very much. You may think you
Yes,
do.
you do. Well, I think I do.
Okay, you've been swatted. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I'm sure
I've been hacked.
Working
I've been banned.
Working high-level security has been through some shit.
You have?
Oh yeah.
Shit.
So it's different. It's different.
I've been.
You know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. No, he has been some shit.
Of course, it's broke. That's how you get there. That's how you survive.
Yeah.
So it's different.
I've been stabbed before by a knife.
Next question.
What are your thoughts on vaping?
Well, I'm smoking a cigar right now, but I know what a cigar is. Cigar is tobacco. Tobacco's been around for a very long time. I know all the risks. I know it has nicotine in it. I know the good, I know the bad, etc. The reason I am anti-vaping is because nobody knows what's even in a fucking vape. And it's produced so cheaply somewhere in the Far East by people who don't give a single solitary shit about human rights of their own people, let alone the people of the West. For pennies. Please explain to me what chemical combination can taste like...
You don't know. Nobody will know.
Bro,
Microplastics, all that shit.
Bro, what chemicals need to be put together to taste like pineapple ice? What?
Nobody knows.
That's crazy.
But can I say one thing though? You do hookah and it's flavored.
Yeah,
But
but it's
fruit.
flavored tobacco.
With fruit.
Fruit on tobacco.
Tobacco, yeah.
It's natural.
What's
fruit,
actually
tobacco,
what
molasses.
what scares me about vape is how accurate the flavors are.
Oh, yeah.
Please understand the point. When it says pineapple ice and you taste it, you're like, wow, it does taste like pineapple ice.
Or like blueberry mango smoothie.
Yeah, or fucking cherry bomb. And you taste it and you're like, it tastes exactly like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Wait, how the fuck do you make chemicals taste like cherry bomb? Wait, this costs 79 cents from
There's
some
something in there we
factory
don't
in
know.
fucking Indonesia.
Yeah.
This cannot, they have not considered how this damages my body to make it taste like this.
So Andrew, I gave my friend $10,000 to stop smoking
True story.
for a month. This is a true story, I swear. One of my closest friends, and I looked at this as spitting in my face. I'm gonna tell you this story. Give him $10,000, stop smoking for a month. 31 days goes by. 32nd day he smokes. Look, it's like spitting in my face. I paid the $10,000. I'm a man of my word. I stuck to it. Spat in my face though. What do you think about that?
Well, that was the deal. That's the deal you made. So, but what was he, vaping?
Yeah, I just wanted to help him because vaping is it's a crippling addiction.
Let me tell you something about helping people. You can't help anyone who doesn't want to help themselves.
True.
So this is another very key point. People try and come to me all the time and say, oh, I need help. No, they don't need help. They want to try and externalize all of the willpower because they have none of it themselves. People go, oh, I lack motivation. If you want to quit, you quit, right?
Yeah.
You can't help people who don't want to help themselves. People say this kind of shit all the time, like with motivation. Oh, I don't have motivation to go to the gym. If you don't have motivation to go and be strong, then stay weak and fuck off. Like, what do you want me to do?
It's true.
Like, so you can. There's an age-old adage: you can drag a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink.
Force it to
It's
drink.
true.
Yeah.
It's 100% true. People, I really believe the universe is ultimately giving. I've never seen anybody or any experience in my life where somebody has dedicated their all and tried their very best for something and not had it. I've never seen somebody, maybe correct me, right? You'll know even better than me. I've never seen somebody who eats right, trains twice a day like an animal, never misses a gym session, diet on point, does everything they're supposed to do, and not get stronger. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it. So when you meet a guy, I just can't get in shape, because you're not trying.
Something's wrong.
Because you are not trying.
You're not eating right, something's off.
You're not trying.
Yeah.
And if you actually wanted it, you do it. So I don't buy any of this shit.
Gotcha.
Everyone goes, oh, I don't have motivation. If you don't have motivation to be
You don't want
better,
it.
then stay a loser.
That's what you want to be.
And what's very interesting about the world is that there are no winners without losers. I've put myself through absolute hell to be everything I've ever wanted to be. So if someone wants to come along and say, I'm not prepared to go through what you've been through, Andrew, but I still want all the benefits, my answer to that is no, fuck you. I deserve them and you don't. So no, don't. I don't give a shit.
No.
If you don't want to, then don't do
So
it.
that's how it is, exactly.
He doesn't want to quit, so fuck him.
For sure.
What do you
Fuck
think
you.
about smoking weed?
The reason I'm anti-weed, by the way, just I'll state this here on camera, I've never tried any narcotic in my life. I've never tried drugs.
Weed's a narcotic?
Yeah.
Huh.
I've never tried anything. I know like caffeine and nicotine are drugs. You can get technical with it, but I've never tried any illegal narcotic. I've never tried weed. I've never tried a pill. I've never tried cocaine. I've never tried any of them. And I'll state here, if I was to try drugs, it would definitely not be weed, because weed's the one I don't truly understand. Now, I'm, of course, uneducated on the subject because I've never tried them. But I don't see the point in doing a drug that makes you
Lazy?
come down. I can get tired by myself. I can just work my ass off and go gym and get tired and go to bed. I can get tired. If I was to take a drug, I want to at least get one that makes me superhuman.
Yeah.
Give me some meth or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
Don't make me go to sleep.
If you ever decide to do meth, we could do it together.
no thanks. But if I was to ever do drugs, I want to be like those crackheads which are bulletproof, like getting shot.
Yeah, they
times.
get up.
That's
They
what
start
I
dancing.
want.
Yeah.
I don't want to be take the weed. Oh, I'm tired, bro. Like what the fuck? To me, of all drugs, it looks like the least.
I don't
appealing.
understand it at all.
Well,
honestly.
let me
Makes you
defend
alpha.
because I used to smoke weed for 2 years straight. And I'm gonna tell you what it did for me. When you smoke weed, it depends how you use it. You can use it as a tool. You can find motivation in it. You can find yourself.
can
in
it motivate?
I'm gonna explain to you. It's spiritual. You can use it as a spiritual tool, spiritual guidance. When you smoke weed and you're in your thoughts and you're thinking, you can find the best of yourself. You can find who you truly are.
Do you know what the ultimate baseline for spirituality is as a man?
What?
Survival. I'll tell you a spiritual experience. Go have a fight with your security right here. Get the living fuck kicked out of you. And try your very, very best to actually survive. That will teach you more about yourself, about grit, about determination, about who you truly are, about your spirituality than any fucking stupid plan. The reality of spirituality as a man is survival in the face of uncertain odds. You want to find out about spirituality, walk into an MMA gym. You want to see what you're really made of, go fight in the UFC. That will teach you about spirituality much more than some fucking drug. That's a cop-out. That's bullshit.
I agree. It's a shortcut.
No, it's not even a shortcut. It's a cop-out. There's a reason all these fucking...
shortcut to anything.
There's a reason all these people go, I want to do ayahuasca to learn about myself. I want to see what I'm really made of. Well, see what you're really made of. Go become something. Oh, I don't want to do that. That's hard.
You know.
So then what the fuck? I know what you're made of.
Do you know what-
I know what you're made of already. You're a bitch.
Do you know what do you know what the Native Americans used to do? They used to make this stuff called, I think it was walk, right? Not like lean. They used to make this drink, and you would drink it and you'd hallucinate, and they said that they would find themselves from that.
Yeah, but they also used to train and ride horses and exterminate each other and engage in battles and wars
their
and a
food.
bunch of other shit. I'm telling you, if they did nothing but stream and take that shit, they wouldn't have found anything.
I agree.
Thank you.
I agree with that part.
I think the easiest way to find yourself is to become the ultimate version of yourself.
Yeah.
Are you the best Adin you could possibly be?
Hell no.
Okay, so there you go. So you know what you need to do.
I know what I need to do.
But you're not going to do it because you don't really want to do it.
I will do when I'm ready to do it. Were you okay? I found a picture of you.
Why
when
would you not be ready to do it though?
Because I'm
Yeah,
not.
that's crazy.
Because I'm trying to better certain things right now in my life before I'm able to.
Do you do your?
But if you're trying to better certain things, that is ultimately becoming a better version of yourself.
Just
Yeah.
take
But
action.
it takes years to become the best version of yourself.
Well,
Do you
when I,
agree?
when I was 22, there's like, I know you're going to say you saw a picture of me when I was 22. I had glass. I used to wear glasses. I had bad eyesight. I may have looked like a dork, whatever. I was still fighting. I was still British. I may not.
He's
look
still
like it.
ripped, even though he was
I was
lighter
still
weight.
dangerous.
Did you do LASIK?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. But it's not just about how you look. I'm saying about being the best possible version.
I know
of
what you're
yourself.
saying. Just in general with everything, your whole life. Are you the best version of yourself, Andrew?
I try my very best to be as professional as possible.
But are you? Can you be better?
I think I'm very close to the best possible version of myself. In fact, I think the last few years, when you get a bit older, if you've worked hard enough in your early years, you allow yourself the luxury of being slack. What's interesting is I'll now take a few days off here and there and consider myself lazy because I worked so hard when I was young, and I'm still working harder than even you are.
I've seen. No, I want to say one thing with the camera. When you're at dinner, when I pulled up, you're just always on your laptop. You're always on calls. You're always working. So that's
Always.
one thing I will vouch. Every time I've seen you, you're literally working.
Bro, people seem to think that you conquer the world easily, and you can if you outwork everybody, but there's endless work that needs to be done. There's endless work that could be done. Even for you now, there's work you could do.
You're doing like side missions. I would say you beat the game, and I think you're doing side missions.
Yeah, perhaps. But what do you think is the best? My question for you now: what is the best version of Adin? Who is the best Adin?
I need to have M's on M's on M's, hundreds of M's. I need to have live how you live, go where I want to go, be free, say what I want to say.
Yeah.
And I would say hit the gym and be the best physical version of myself as possible. Good diet, and that's really,
Well, that's a good start.
and building my mindset too. I think building my mind, but that comes with experience and that comes with aging as well. I say I think just experience overall. The more experience in life, the more trauma I go through, it builds me, it builds character.
That's true. But you know the best way to build a strong mind as a man?
What?
Build a strong body.
I agree.
It's hard to have a strong mind without a strong body.
You got to work me out, bro. I've been waiting on you to get me in the gym.
You're not-
Yeah. What? How long does it take to get into a routine?
It's just
A month?
Yeah, a month.
Routine's about a month.
It's about the discipline you'd learn. It's about the pain. It's all because I'll tell you something. He doesn't feel like training every day, but he trains. It's not about feeling like doing it. This is the point I said to you on our first ever stream. You're like, what's the fastest way to get a six-pack?
I remember
I yelled at
that.
you.
I know.
I yelled at you and said, why are you asking me the fastest way? Why does it have to be quick?
Fast,
Why are you
yeah.
trying to find easy, shortcut, bullshit solutions to everything? Some
You're
things
right.
in life are just difficult.
They're hard.
And the reason that you want a six-pack is because it has value. And the reason it has value is because people know it's hard to get. If everybody knew you could get a six-pack easily and quickly, then you wouldn't fucking want
Do
one.
you have a six pack?
I don't know. I don't think so. Not like a proper, maybe a little bit. But that's not the point. The point is, no, but it's not actually the point.
I know.
The point is, you have to do it when you don't feel like doing it. This is actually the bottom line of masculinity. The bottom line of masculinity, even not just in the gym, in nearly any realm of human endeavor, is as a man, good men or capable men do things they don't feel like doing anyway. They just do them. And this, if you look at men, do you think the men in Ukraine and Russia right now feel like dying in a fucking ditch?
No.
No. Do you think the men who train every single day feel like training every single day?
No.
No. Do you think the CEO who works his ass off 20 hours a day and doesn't see his children feel like doing it? No. This is part of being a man. You have to just do what you don't feel like doing. The men who only do what they feel like doing aren't competitive.
You're a woman.
Women do what they feel like doing.
Yeah, it's true.
That's it. Men do what they're supposed to do. I don't feel like working every day, but there's work to do.
You got to do it. It's part of the responsibility. All right. Next question.
Last question.
All right, last one. Let me give you a good one then. I think I've asked this, but who is your biggest inspiration?
That's a good question.
Have I asked you that? I don't think I have.
I don't know if I know the answer, really.
One person in your life that inspired you.
Well, my father, obviously, I've talked about him at length. Of course, my father shaped me to be the man I am. I'm trying to think of somebody who's...
Should I ask you another question?
I'm trying to think of somebody who's like alive who inspires me. But I don't think you need really an external role model to that degree. I think every man intrinsically knows how to be the best version of themselves. Bro, if you were to play a video game and you had X amount of stat points and you could allocate them, you'd know where to put them.
Of course.
Strength, speed, stamina,
I would know how to upgrade 'em.
money.
Yeah.
You know how to upgrade your character. You know what everyone knows. What to do.
Exactly.
So everyone knows what to do.
Same.
That's the best way to
Same
put
in real
it.
life.
Everyone knows what to do.
Yeah.
It's
Just a
You
little
know how to
harder.
upgrade
You know how to upgrade your
You know
character.
how to upgrade
That's
your
what I
character.
put
You know how to do it. You gotta be able to apply it.
And that's the beautiful thing about being a man.
All right, and this is my question. The last one. Am I a top G?
Absolutely not.
Nowhere near.
But can I reach the top G status?
I'm not going to sit here and insult you and say you couldn't ever be anything you wanted to be, Adin. But I will tell you that, of course, and you will self-admit you're not trying your very best.
So being a top G is someone who tries the very best, becoming the best version of himself.
It's a cool nickname that's stuck, but I think that every man out here should be waking up, genuinely looking in the mirror and saying, how do I become the best version of myself?
Yeah.
I think that's the point of being alive as a man, is to become the best possible version of yourself.